Now today we're going to be looking at question 2. So in this we've got a newsagent selling papers, magazines and a range of books, and you've got the cost there for each of those, and you also have a matrix for the sales for the month, week 1 through to there. So the part A, it asks us to construct a cost matrix and a retail price for that. Now because we've got papers, magazines, books down as the column, what we need to do is we need to make sure that they're rows, and it's even told us that we need to construct a row matrixing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do that. So let's come through, and so using information, so our cost matrix we're going to call C, and we're going to use that, and we're going to say that there. That's the cost that it costs the retailer to buy those things. So it's going to be 85 cents for a paper. It's going to be $3.40 for a magazine. And it's going to be $9.20 for a soft book. So that's my cost matrix. I'm going to call our retail one over here. Our retail cost was what we're going to sell it for. So we're going to be selling a paper for $1.30. Right, so $1.30. We're going to be selling a magazine for $5.35, and we're going to be selling a book for $12.45. All right, so that's my question part A done, and putting those into row matrices. And now we have to calculate those two. I'm going to show you how to do this on your calculator. So that's really important that we do this. I'm going to set up some matrices in our calculator. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do matrix A, which is our major one. All right, so we have to scroll across using our arrows to edit. All right, and we have to tell what sort of dimensions we want to have for this. So that was a 3x4 matrix. So we're going to go 3, enter, and 4, enter. And now what we can just do is write the numbers in. So that was 770, and it works its way across. So we're going to go 850, and then we're going to go 720, and 741. So all the papers that we sell. Then it goes down to the next row. So we're going to go $1.40, 140, 130, 142. Now you've got to make sure you get this correct, otherwise what will happen is you'll get the wrong answers. 21, and if you do make a mistake, you can always go back up to the cell using your arrows and just retype in the right answer. Alright, so if you stuff it up, not the end of the world. 68, 72, 53, and 84. Alright, so that's my matrix C, and enter. Alright, so if I go quit, second function up there, quit, we'll go to my matrices. You'll find that's matrix C in there. If I get enter, that's what it looks like. That's my matrix A. Now I need to put the other ones in there that I've just created. Alright, so I'm going to call them 1B and 1C. Alright, so we'll do so come down to B, enter. That's going to be a 1 by 3. All right, remember my costs were 0.85, $3.40, and $9.20. So B is going to be my cost matrix, and go back to my matrix again. Quit out of there. Now go back to my matrix again, and we'll go to edit, and we'll come down to C. Alright, so that's my retail one. So that's going to be a 1 by 3 again, and I'm going to put what I sell them for, which is $1.30, $5.35, and the next one is going to be $12.45. Right, and quit from there. So I've got my matrices in there, all right? So keep in mind when I do my calculations, all right, I called this one here B, I called this one over here C, and that was my A matrix. All right, so if I have to basically do the calculations in B, so I'm going to do the costs, that will be B times by A, won't it? All right, so if I go back to my calculator, and then all I have to do is go to my matrix. Right, so that's going to be B, enter, and then I'll go times by, and I'll press my matrix again, and I'll go to A, and then enter, and it will do the calculation for me. So that tells me how much money I made from each of these things here. Right, so B times A is telling me how much I make each month. Well, that's my cost for each month for my particular thing there. You can write those down. Now, if I do the same thing again, I'm going to go to do matrix C. I'm going to do C times by A. Right, so C times by matrix C, A, and that will tell me how much income I have. All right, so that's actually going to work out how much money I make from all those things there. All right, so remember B times A tells me how much it costs me to buy all the gear. C times by A tells me how much I sell them for, including all the costs. Now, so the total cost in part C of the newsagent and items for week 2, so it's going to cost me $2,600. Well, it's going to cost me $1,826.90 for week 2 for items. The total revenue for week 4. Now, what I can do is I can use my arrows going across that way. So my total revenue for week 4 is $2,656.45, and the total profit made over the 4 weeks. All right. So what I can do to work out my profit is I can do the following calculation. Okay, if I did C times A take B times A, that will tell me how much money I make. So let's do that. So if I go matrix C, C times by A, and then I take away matrix C B times by A, then that's going to work out the difference between those things. So that's going to tell me that in week number 1 I made $840.50 profit. In week 2 I made $870, week 3 $773, and week 4 I made $842.40. So that tells me how much profit I made that over the 4 weeks. All I have to do is add those up to work out my total profit. Keeping in mind, if you imagine this being done with massive matrices, so you might have all the items that you sell in a supermarket, the same process would work for that as well as does for selling 3 different types of magazines out of a newsagent. Okay, this is small scale. Big scale, we use this in real life for, keeping track of what we sell and how much profit we make at a retail level in normal shops. So that's actually quite a useful process to do that. So what we've learnt in this particular video, we've learnt how to put matrices into our calculator, how to times those together, and we've also done question number 2 while we've been doing that.